Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. By the way, I am Juna Silvia Yasa from Besin Math 3, and today I am going to discuss the Chapter 9, Legal and Intellectual Property Issues, and my assigned topic is Legal Mistakes to Avoid Made by Startups. And before we're going to start, let me read first the objectives. So, at the end of the discussion, the participants must have identified common legal mistakes made by startups, develop a plan to address key tax considerations for startups, and lastly, recognize the importance of seeking experienced legal counsel to avoid potential legal problems. When beginning a new startup, the owner can be confronted with substantial business and legal challenges. The following are some of the more common and challenging legal mistakes experienced by small and growing companies. So, there are 14 common and challenging legal mistakes experienced by small and growing business. So, first, we have not making the deal clear with co-founders. So, an entrepreneur should agree early with co-founders about the details of the business relationship. So, without these details, the business may later face of legal problems such as scandalous litigation between Zuckerberg and Winklevoss of Facebook. So this founder agreement can be linked to the prenuptial agreement. So second, we have not beginning the business as a corporation or LLC. So the legal form to operate the business is one of the very first decisions founders must take. So often businesses start with no lawyer consultation. Hence, they suffer from higher taxes and big amount of liability. So these things could have been avoided if founders had structured the business as a corporation or a limited liability company. So third, we have selecting a company name that has trademark issues. So it is vital to do research first before selecting a company name. So in this way, trademark infringement or domain names problems can be avoided. So this also ensures that the name chosen is actually open to use. An entrepreneur must be trespassing on someone's trademark if he uses a trademark that is likely to cause mix-up among customers as to the source of the goods and services. The fourth one, we have not conforming with security laws when allotting stock to angels, family, or friends. So, failure to obey with applicable security laws requires can result in considerable business disadvantage for the founders and the startup company. This includes a necessity that the company repurchase all shares. Next, we have not sufficiently considering important tax considerations. So, startups are required to pay attention to numerous key tax issues connected to their business. Without good planning, founders can be implicated or their startups accountable for inadvertent and unforeseen taxes, fines, and penalties. Next, not having the right legal counsel. Often, startup businesses employ inexperienced legal counsel who could be their friends or relatives to save on expenses. This is a misguided effort, which denies the founder the advice of experienced legal counsel who can help escape numerous legal problems. So, founders need to consider the service of the lawyers or law firms that have expertise in some, if not all, of the legal areas. Next, not keeping correct corporate and HR documentation. Companies are often missing in maintaining suitable corporate and employee or HR related records. This can become challenging when the company tracks financings or is involved in claims or lawsuit with an employee or regulatory agency. Next, not prudently considering intellectual property issues. If the owner has developed a unique product, technology, or service, he needs to study the applicable steps to safeguard the intellectual property he has developed. Both the company's founders and its investors have stake in making certain that the company protects its intellectual property. In this way, he avoids trespassing. Next, we have not coming up with a well-written contract. Most startup companies should have standard forms, contracts for dealing with customers or other stakeholders. Obviously, every contract can custom made to be more one side or the other. The important thing is to start with a good form and hope it appears satisfactorily sensible that the other side would not try to discuss its terms. Next, not having a good terms of use of agreement and privacy policy for the company's website. A terms of use agreement sets forth the terms and conditions for people using a website. A privacy policy is a legal statement on a website setting forth what the owner will do with the personal data taken from users and customers of the site. Next, not using a good form of employment agreement of a letter when hiring employees. So, often oral agreements lead to misinterpretations. If an owner plans to employ a potential employee, he should use a cautiously written offer letter. The promising employee must be encouraged to review this letter sensibly before signing. A good offer letter or employment agreement must contain the full details of the employment that makes sense. Next, not demanding all employees to sign a confidentiality and invention assignment agreement. So, companies compensate employees to come up with ideas, work, product, and inventions that may be beneficial to the business. Employees have access to a good deal of their company's private information, which can be treasured, particularly in technology companies. So, next, asking interview questions that are banned by law. So, the laws forbid employers from making hiring decisions based on protected categories such as age, religion, conditions, arrested or convicted of a crime, disabilities, illness, political affiliation, and others should have be avoided. And lastly, not taking the correct steps before firing an employee. So, ending a service of an employee, even an at-will employee, involves legal risk if not accurately controlled and properly documented. So, laws disallow termination based on color, nationality, origin, ancestry, gender, race, age, disability, marital status, religious preference, sexual orientation, and absenteeism. So, in conclusion, starting a new business brings along with numerous challenges, especially in the legal domain. So, it is crucial for entrepreneurs to establish clear agreements with co-founders early on, choose the right legal structure, and carefully select a business name to avoid trademark issues. So, compliance with security laws, tax considerations, and safeguarding intellectual property are also paramount. So, seeking experienced legal counsel and maintaining accurate corporate and HR documentation can help navigate potential and legal pitfalls. So, moreover, utilizing well-written contracts, having proper terms of use and privacy policies for websites, and implementing sound employment agreements are essential. So, avoiding bad interview questions and taking appropriate steps when terminating employees are crucial to steer clear of legal risk. Overall, addressing these legal aspects diligently and seeking professional advice can significantly contribute to a startup's success and mitigate potential legal complications down to the road. So, and that would be all. Thank you.